that's your winning face, I'd hate to see you lose.
We underestimated the Constant.
Yeah, he's a glorified desk clerk.
He's not just after the money. He wants it all.
We caught him once, we can do it again. And, well, we're not the ones who let him escape.
You still don't trust her.
I don't like executive decision makers. Look, you don't have to follow her, you know? Soon, this will be over. Maybe it's time to think about the future. You have to face the possibility that there's no going back. If the ICA knows what you did...
She'll make it right. She always does.
We have a fix on Carlisle. Come on. We've got a plane to catch. I hope you like the rain, 47.
Miss Burnwood.
How did you...
I have everyone's number. You really ought to know by now.
You planned this? All of it?
Don't be silly. I just played the hand I was dealt.
We'll find you.
You had me. Where'd that get you?
We handed you an empire.
It's for the best. The partners were complacent, set in their ways. But power is more than just security. Providence can be an agent of change. Surely you understand. Or you will. Soon enough.
She came home.
Carlisle's lost an empire. You fall hard enough, you tend to be reminded of what truly matters. So, the end of the line. You ready for this?
Are you? Who will you be, without a score to settle?
I guess the world's most wanted fugitive will have to do.
Alexa Carlisle is dead. According to the funeral invitation, that is. So naturally, it caused quite a stir when the late matriarch turned up at the breakfast table, alive and kicking. Carlisle, wisely sensing that her number is up, has emerged from exile to tie up loose ends and secure the Carlisle legacy. She may be a monster, but you have to admire her due diligence. Carlyle descends from an ancient line of warrior aristocrats. Her great-grandfather made a killing in the Second Opium War and established an empire in shipping, railroads, and newspaper publishing. While largely unknown to the public, the family still asserts its quiet dominance over global transport and logistics, media, and technology. Most senior of the partners, Alexa Carlyle, is cold as ice, tough as nails, and sharp as a razor. Incidentally, it was her late father who first brought the three families together after the end of World War II at this very house, meaning that this gentleman is the birthplace of Providence.
It began here, and it ends here. Talk about poetic.
One more thing. According to our intel, Carlyle keeps a case file on the Constant. Information that may be helpful in his recapture, so don't leave the estate without it.
Right. Happy hunting, 47. See you on the other side.
Thornbridge Manor. The Carlyle family's home for countless generations. The Revenant Alexa Carlyle and her 3 adult children, younger brother Zachary, grandson, and daughter-in-law, are all gathered to conduct Carlyle's sham funeral. Curiously, Carlyle summoned a famous London PI soon after arriving this morning, but his purpose at Thornbridge is yet unclear. Now, the target knows that you're coming, and her guard detail is top-notch. So Mr. Gray will secure their nearby field HQ and intercept all calls going in and out of the estate. Any appeal for backup is going to fall on very deaf ears. Good luck, gentlemen.
Phineas Whitmer, private investigator. I have an appointment with Madame Car... Phineas Whitmer, private investigator. I have an appointment with Madame Carlyle.
Hey, you! Stop sneaking around! Please wait. Mr. Whitmer is here to see Madame Carlyle. You can go right in.
That is Phineas Whitmer, the famous private investigator hired by Madame Carlyle this morning. I'm curious why he's here. Maybe you should do some detecting yourself, 47. A famous private investigator summoned by Alexa Carlyle has arrived at Thornbridge Manor. If you take his place, it may be an opportunity to get close to Madame Carlyle.
Thank God you're here. Can I take you to Madame Carlyle?
Please do.
If you'd follow me. I know I oughtn't say anything, but I'm so relieved you're here. Everything's just so strange. Preparing for Madame's funeral, and then she turns up alive. But then the awful business with her brother Zachary. And all this security. I've never seen a place guarded like this, and And I dare say I don't like it at all. You have to be patted down before you see Madame Carlyle inside. I can try.
Sir, I just need to check.
That's a bit excessive, I think, considering the fact that I spotted no less than 2 routes to get inside the house.
Don't worry about that.
Quite the poet, but you're right.
Excuse me, you really shouldn't be here. I'm getting security to teach you some manners.
I need to stop thinking about Emma. It makes me so angry.
What is it now?
She scolded Mary for not making the bed the way she prefers it. It's so unfair. She's just discovered that is their body.
You need to follow me right now. No questions. Move it. I already told you to follow me. What's the problem, bozo? Hey, let's go. I'm not asking you again. Hey, you. Are you deaf? Follow me now. I already told you to follow me. What's the problem, bozo? You've given me no choice. Face the ground. I'm taking you in. Hey, psycho! You'll die. Don't do it! Just knock people out.
I shouldn't gossip. But that Emma woman is a tad too busy for my taste. Tell me. Turned up.
Mr. Whitmer, thank you for coming on such short notice. A great tragedy has fallen upon us, and I need a quick resolution, handled with absolute discretion.
I have yet to see a mystery I haven't solved. And I don't give a toss about my fame, if that's what you're worried about. My lips are sealed.
Very well. I suppose you will want to start at the crime scene.
You assume too much, Madame Carlyle. The crime scene, if such exists, is never.
Do as you wish. However,
Typical. Just
expect a
typical.
result in a timely fashion. Fernsby will take over from here.
I'm Mr. Fernsby, the butler. I will try to assist you as best I
Are you hiding from
Where
someone?
would you like to start your investigation, sir?
Where's the family? I like to prime the suspects a bit.
Madame Carlyle's family members are all on this floor. Maybe start in the sitting room. If you'll follow me this way. Priming, you say? That sounds interesting.
It's like planting seeds that will grow into telling actions or words.
I see. Do you wish to plant any such seeds with me before I leave you to it?
I already have. And fruit they bear. You are bold, not easily faced, self-controlled and always a step ahead. All qualities a murderer would benefit from Wouldn't you say?
I wouldn't know, I'm afraid. If that is all so, please do come and find me when you feel ready to inspect the crime scene.
Just one question. Is that burned leather I can smell it? Unusual for a butler to burn leather.
I don't know what you...
Seeds, Mr. Burnley. Seeds. And the stage is set. Hidden desires, buried truths, conflict and intrigue. This will be good.
Hello, sir.
A work of art. You have strong feelings for Thornbridge Manor.
I beg your pardon?
An unusual connection to the place, even though you married into the family.
I do not. I mean, it is my husband's ancestral grounds. Of course I care, but what are you insinuating?
Just an observation.
Listen, Gregory. Something's off. Pruitt got word his motion was rejected. We all signed the bloody thing 4 days ago.
Oh, dear God, not this again.
So I got hold of the officer. He said it was fine enough, but then... How can it be withdrawn?
Just wait a few days, I'm sure it...
You always led by example rather than by words and meaningless gestures. Like hugs and encouragement.
Hey?
Hey, what? Move!
If you're dressed like a Detective 47, you might as well act the detective. I suggest you go talk to the butler.
Mr. Whitmer, are you ready to inspect the crime scene now?
I am.
Very well. If you'll follow me, sir.
No need to panic.
I feel obliged to point out that current affairs surrounding Madame Carlyle are of a delicate nature. You may be familiar with the recent announcement of her death. You will probably learn that a staged funeral is scheduled to take place tomorrow. Madame's children were not informed until this morning that their mother was in fact not dead at all. So please bear with them if they seem affected by the rather unusual situation. I trust I do not need to remind you that there will be consequences if word gets out that Madame Carlyle is still alive.
I'll consider her dead when I leave.
Before you inspect the crime scene, I will tell you this. The case concerns the death of Mr. Zachary, Madame Carlyle's younger brother. He was found dead in his bed this morning. The door was locked from the inside, and a suicide letter was found in his room. However, Madame Carlyle suspects foul play and will not accept that he took his own life. I've prepared some information for you, so please do come and see me when you've finished your investigation of the crime scene. This is Mr. Zachary's room, to my right.
A locked room murder mystery, 47. I trust you'll get to the bottom of this. Why don't you use your camera to scan the dead body, 47?
Throat markings indicate a rare, short-lived plant poison killed him. Spread shows time of death at around 10 o'clock last night.
You do know your poisons, 47. Zachary was shopping for new Wellingtons last night. Not exactly what you would expect from someone suicidal. Zachary's suicide note. Also, a sample of handwriting. It could be relevant to compare to other samples to establish its authenticity.
A hidden door.
It's a secret passage. This could explain how the door was locked from the inside. A photocopy of the floor plans. Somebody's been researching the secret ins and outs of Thornbridge Manor. I believe you've done a thorough search of the crime scene, 47. Maybe it's time to see the butler. I'm curious about the information he's prepared for you.
Mr. Fernsby, I'm done with the crime scene.
Did you establish a time of death?
Zachary died around 10 o'clock last night.
Well, that means the staff were off duty. And Madame Carlyle and her security didn't arrive until this morning. That leaves Madame's family and myself as the only persons here when he died. And before you ask, no, I do not have an alibi. I was alone in my office at the time of death. Here's the material that I prepared for you. It's a list of the possible suspects and their quarters. Hopefully that will help you keep track of your findings. Please come and see me when you've solved the case, and I will take you to Madame Carlyle.
This is very useful information, 47. So how does one solve a murder mystery, 47? Motive, means, and opportunity, I believe. May I suggest you ask the suspects for alibis? Or perhaps you prefer searching the manor for clues first?
You should come and stay at my place in London. We can have her come over. Give you some tips.
I'm quite happy here, thanks.
Patrick Carlyle, can you tell me where you were yesterday evening?
Shit, it's that sneaky butler, isn't it? He ratted me out. Elaine, give us some privacy, would you? Don't tell Mother, okay? She's really tense these days, and the last thing I need is more hassle. I took that pretty blonde, Rosie, for an evening stroll. I mean, how the fuck am I expected to cope for an entire weekend in this shithole? I'm bored out of my mind. So, is that it?
What did you think of Zachary?
Creepy as hell. No ambition. Imagine deciding to live in a museum. You know, Father says Zachary and Alexa used to be two of a kind. He had a great future ahead of him. Then suddenly, he just gave up everything. What an idiot. Thank God Daddy chose looks and brains over pedigree when he married Mummy. I don't have to worry about the inbreeding so customary in these circles. If that's all, I think I'll get back to my slow death by boredom.
Did you see anything suspicious last night?
No. I reckon Zachary tops himself. I know I would have. Or perhaps Mr. Fernsby. I don't like him. He could have done it.
Gregory Carlyle, can you tell me where you were yesterday evening?
Oh, you're wondering about my alibi, Mr. Detective. Well, I left Thornbridge around 8:30 for a pint with Edward. I wish I hadn't. Quiz night at the inn. On the other hand, staying here with Zachary, my obnoxious sister, and the wife sporting another one of her headaches would have been a fate worse than death. The short of it, Zachary was very much alive when we left. I stayed for the last shout, and I was back here just before midnight. Is that all? Not very thorough, are you?
Tell me about Zachary.
Zach? Huh. Such a sad old sod. A bit heavy on the bottle, but who could blame him? Only company he had was his rare plants and mother, who travels more than she stays here. Honestly, I can't say which is the bigger bore. He's better off dead. Anything else you want to pry from my intricate intellect?
Anything else you'd like to tell me?
Nothing, really. I'm just enjoying the show. Our perfect mother obviously fucked up, didn't she? Faking her own death. You know, she's explained nothing to us. I think she's scared to own up to her own mistake.
Emma Carlyle, can you tell me where you were yesterday evening?
Surely I'm not a suspect.
I need to account for everyone.
Well, I spent the evening with my family, but I got an awful migraine and had to take to bed. Everyone can attest to that. I believe I went up when the boys sat down for a drink around 8 o'clock. Is that all?
How did you feel about Zachary?
I might as well be honest. His presence was always awkward. But how do you have a meaningful conversation with a man who only cares about plants? In my opinion, Alexa bears some responsibility for how this ended. She supported his self-limiting behavior by letting him live here. Anything else you want to know?
Have you noticed anything else out of the ordinary?
Nothing special comes to mind. Except perhaps, I did get a feeling that Zachary was depressed, not just sad. I suppose he realized that he had no one with Alexa gone. Even Alexa must feel the pangs of guilt over that one, letting him believe she was dead. Then again, guilt isn't her strong suit.
Gentleman. He gave me his coat and all.
Rosie, you need to forget about Patrick. No good's gonna come of it. Stick to your own kind.
You mean like Chris? He treated me like shit. All he wanted to do was play his stupid video games, never any romance. I deserve romance.
Rosie, tell me what you did last night.
I'm in trouble, aren't I? I spent the evening with Patrick. We met after dinner and I went home at 1 in the morning. He said he needed someone real to talk to. When he looks at you, it makes you feel like the center of the universe. Like a real princess.
But now he just ignores her.
Well, he's under a lot of pressure.
He's an idiot. That's what he is.
Did you notice anything out of the ordinary? Any strangers outside the house?
No, we saw no one outside. Except Patrick's mother, Emma. We were sitting on the bench behind the greenhouse talking when she came out and we had to hide. You won't tell her about me and Patrick, will you? She'd insist Madame Carlyle fire me. I'm sure of it.
Too right she will. She's always going on about how things will change once she's in charge of Thornbridge Manor.
So 41 guests will attend the funeral tomorrow. There's still a lot to see to, but we're in good time, I think.
I'm getting a headache from all the decisions. I mean, pram or stroller, comforter or not. Marry me? What if she says no? And then this big funeral thing tomorrow. It's the last thing I need.
Amy is a great lass. You love her, she loves you. But now a wee one on the way. I'll tell you what.
What if he believes we had something to do with Zachary's death?
Oh, please.
He's circling us. I don't see him snooping around your sister. I bet Alexa said something.
If I could be bothered, I'd be worried about your mental health, Emma. But sorry, I'm having too much fun enjoying the circus.
All right there.
Aaron Ford Jr. calling from Morgan, Yates & Cohn. Asset transfers from the Carlisle account HTC depot number 5085.
Hey, let go.
This all confirms that Arthur Edwards stole everything from Madame Carlyle. Perhaps you should let her know how bad it is, 47. This is Rebecca's room. I can see from the log that Rebecca was in a conference call from 9 p.m. to midnight last night.
Interesting.
I should
Put a pin
let
in
you
it.
get back to
Yeah.
it.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Look at me getting all giddy. It's like year 10 all over again.
Oh, stop pacing, for God's sake.
For centuries, the Carlyles have fought to prosper, all of us alone. If we could only unite across time, we could crush them.
Yeah, I can't let you pass. I'm sorry, sir. Hey, how are you?
Hello there, sir.
That is the door to Mr. Fernsby's office.
Mary is so upset. She's never seen a dead body before.
Life can be tough sometimes.
And that detective asked to come here. Madame Carlyle must believe Zachary was murdered. Why else ask him to snoop around? I feel weak in my knees from all the tension here.
Don't worry, I'm sure everything will settle down soon.
Painkillers. Lethal if you use enough of them.
But not the poison used to kill Zachary. Of course, Madame Carlyle doesn't know that. Are you considering to frame the butler, 47?
How are things coming along inside? Is everything ready for tomorrow?
I can't deal with all this pretend funeral stuff just now. I know I have to, but Amy thinks she might be pregnant. I'm gonna be a dad.
You'll be fine, Robbie.
Did Alan tell you what Emma did?
Can you just stand up, please? Hey, she's single, Rebecca, right? Maybe I should ask her out. Get to know her in a personal way?
You...
Rosie told me Rebecca has a really cool saying, though. It's a damn fine man. Like, no man at all. So, you've got the rest
I don't believe for a second that Zachary committed suicide. We'd only just run through his plan for the spring seedlings yesterday.
Yes, sure. But he was upset believing his sister was dead.
I'd say worried about how things would be handled with Gregory and Emma taking over. I said they let him stay here, but Ethel was sure Emma would throw him out first chance she got. Now we'll never know.
Oh my. You're taking this hard, aren't you?
Hey, why are you trying to asphyxiate that person? Can't you see they clearly don't like it? Help me! Please help me! Okay, we need to man up! I saw this guy strangle someone!
Any ideas who's the perp?
I saw absolutely zilch!
You calm down. I'll investigate. Command, please acknowledge. Come in, command.
There's a violent delinquent trying to suffocate people.
Perpetrator's not who he assumes to be. Clear. Shit! Jeez!
Now Zachary won't get to see the rhododendron periginium blossom.
Don't
They
try
were
to
his
mess with
favorites.
me. Get your ass out. What's that? Command? Okay, continuing search.
Broken lab equipment. It looks like it was recently used, though.
Stand up. Go. Okay, get up now. It's over. The other way.
I'll never get how the rich people. All this fuss for a pretend funeral. And why not do a photo shoot because we're all gathered? Talk about messed up multitasking. And who's carrying the load? I'll tell you who. Us.
Everything needs to be ready for the funeral. It needs to look good for the family portrait. I can feel that pressure too.
It feels like I... Whoa!
on! Let go of the body! You got one.
That's it! Stop right there! Free drinks for the one that kills this prick!
He's over there! Help me!
Shit! Anyone! Anyone! Help me!
Such a bunch of old junk. Must be 100 years old at least. I don't know how the Brits can stay.
You gotta be kidding! No! Ow!
I will never forget someone who said, "Rare food, rare fun." Yeah. If I could just think of something interesting to say during the shoot to grab Rebecca's attention. I had planned to offer her comfort. How did that Carlisle? I know we're not supposed to talk.
Madam Carlyle wants to inspect the arrangements for the staged funeral tomorrow. What's the delay?
It's the birds. They're making a racket, droppings everywhere. The Undertaker wants them gone before he'll see Madame Carlyle.
Right, Dave. So, unless you want to take on the bird, I suggest you stay here.
Using my reputation for this.
Looking good, man. Looking good.
Fitzpatrick token to Madame Carlyle's daughter.
Rebecca? Yes. She's insistent, that one. She kept asking all kinds of questions. Who had the other one? Why I gave it to her, that sort of thing. You did make sure she didn't see you give the other one to the butler?
Oh, of course.
Hi. That's a little too close.
Professor Edward Carlyle, can you tell me your whereabouts for last night?
Oh, yes, this dreadful business with Zachary. I stay at the local inn. You see, I prefer not to spend the night here at Thornbridge Manor. My brother Gregory came along for a nightcap. He'll never admit it, but I think he understands that I find this whole thing upsetting and wanted to provide some comfort. I believe we went to the Stag's Head around 8:30. Anything else I can do to help?
Can you tell me about Zachary's behavior last night?
I certainly didn't expect him to commit suicide. Sure, he was upset by Mother's supposed death. We were. But he seemed more engaged than usual. You should ask Rebecca. They had a long talk. Did you know that he hadn't left Thornbridge Manor in nearly 50 years? His plants, Mother, and the staff, all the company he had. If that's all, I have a speech to write.
Did you notice anything else out of the ordinary?
You mean apart from the fact that we came here to bury our mother and she shows up alive and kicking? Zachary found dead in his bed this morning? Or perhaps that the planned funeral is still taking place and I have to do the eulogy? And Mother will surely have a strong opinion on it afterwards. I can't breathe. Excuse me. Yes, I'm sorry, got it wrong.
I need to stop thinking about Emma all the time, but she just makes me so angry.
What is it now?
She scolded Mary for not making the bed.
Can't you just relax for a minute?
And that solicitor upstairs. Why do you think...
Ah, my perfect mother. Ha! Who would have thought? You fucked up. Didn't you? Staging your own death? A major, grandiose cock-up, I'd say.
Rebecca
Be
Carlyle,
quiet, Gregory.
can you tell me
Says you're
about
only
yesterday
human, after
evening?
all.
We don't really see
never
much of each
would have
other, my brothers
guessed.
and I. I suppose it takes our mother's funeral to bring us together, and even then, it's not like we sit on each other's laps. Now, let's see. Patrick, Gregory's son, disappeared straight after dinner. You know, I think he might be in some sort of trouble. Edward wanted to go as well, but Gregory convinced him to stay for a few drinks before they went off for a pint at the local at a quarter to 9.
Over.
I swear Gregory enjoys Edward's discussion.
That's Madame Carlyle taken care of. Time to get the file on Arthur Edwards.
Man, affirmative. Bagging and tagging.
Does anyone know who the dead person is? Please.
I'd like to book an appointment.
Can anyone
with-
tell me?
Yes. Carlisle, Rebecca. That would be fine. I'm not in town right now anyway. There's a lot going on. It's too much to process. I think I'm just going to want some help unpacking it. Right. Thanks so much. Take care.
Edward wanted to go as well, but Gregory convinced him to stay for a few drinks before they went off for a pint at the local at a quarter to 9. I swear Gregory enjoys Edward's discomfort over staying here. I had a conference call with my New York office at 9, so I spent 3 hours on my laptop in my room and went straight to bed afterwards. I don't know about Emma. She did act a bit strange. You know, I bet she was making lists for changes needing to be done once she gets her hands on Thornbridge Manor. Quite the shock she had when Mother arrived during breakfast. Is that everything, Mr. Whitmer? I do have a lot to see to.
Tell me about Zachary. Did he act strange last night?
You know, now you mention it, he was a lot more chatty than usual. He wanted to know about my connections in the publishing business. Apparently, a friend of his is writing a book, which strikes me as very peculiar. I didn't think he had any friends. Is there anything else you want?
Anything else you feel like mentioning?
I may be wrong, but I saw Mr. Fernsby, the butler, leave Zachary's room early this afternoon. And he seemed a bit startled when he saw me in the hallway. It's probably nothing. Oh, and one more thing. Please be kind to Edward. He can only take so much. Is that everything, Mr. Whitmer? I do have a lot to see to.
Gregory, you...
Turned up and demanded to be put up in Madame Carlyle's
May
bedroom.
I add that the Undertaker,
Weird that
Mr.
he put the
Parsons,
family
is
off.
not happy about
It's his
putting
own
on a
secret.
pretend funeral. He's worried about his reputation if he gets that.
Zachary's diary. This is big. He was about to confess to the world that he and Alexa murdered their older brother Montgomery 46 years ago. And apparently, Mr. Fernsby helped make the murder look like an accident. And 47, the handwriting doesn't match the suicide letter in his room, proving he didn't write it himself. Mr. Fernsby clearly didn't commit the murder, but I think you have enough evidence to convince Madame Carlyle he did. Maybe you should tell him you are ready to present your findings. Unless, of course, you want to do some more detecting, 47?
You and me both.
You're really getting to know them when you work in their home, right?
Well, I guess so. I never thought about it that way.
I'm thinking about Rebecca. I'd really like to show her my work. I just need a good...
Now Zachary woke in from the rhododendron Meridian. They were his favorite.
note to her.
Sam, can't you tell me if
I should
maybe
get
we
back
should
to-
get back to...
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
That door leads to Emma and Gregory's room. Now this is interesting, 47. A letter from Emma's mother stating that Emma is the illegitimate child of Alexa's late older brother, Montgomery. And listen to this. She claims to have witnessed Alexa and Zachary murder him. The plot thickens. A keychain pendant for the greenhouse. What's that doing in Emma and Gregory's room, I wonder? And why is the key missing?
Don't be stupid.
I actually...
I think I...
Yeah,
Right.
There you go.
I mean, all the girls are long like that anyway.
An old letter, 47. Never opened. Must have slid under the secret door nearly 46 years ago. It states that Alexa Carlisle's older brother, Montgomery, wanted Alexa to become the heir to the Carlisle Empire instead of himself. Interesting. You're an excellent detective, 47. Uncovering truths half a century old.
It all checked out.
If you frame it correctly, I believe you could use the information to convince Madame Carlisle that Zachary committed suicide. Maybe you should ask Mr. Fernsby to see her. Or perhaps you feel like digging a bit more.
All right, there.
Hello, sir.
Did all the groceries arrive? I heard some of the delivery people were unhappy with the security at the gate. But what I say to that, she never made it such beautiful.
Hey, sir.
I should get back to you.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Parents would hate him.
How are you today, sir?
How are you?
Looking good today, sir.
Just want to keep Madame Carlyle safe. I'd like to know about these details.
I can't forget his eyes. They were so swollen, it didn't even look like Zachary. Hello, this is Cassandra
I've never seen
Cox,
a dead
Edward's
body
ex-wife. I don't know what's going on at your house, but Edward is losing it again. And that he has to write the eulogy for some make-believe funeral event.
No,
I still
not
have
that
the
I saw.
restraining order on him, so whoever gets
All I
this
can
message
think
now
about
that
is
Alexa
those
is dead,
swollen
better get him under control. Otherwise, I see no other way than to get the police involved. Cassandra again.
Listen, somebody at your end needs to act now. Edward is really acting out. He's leaving message after message on my phone. When does the kids pick up? When he's like this? Exactly why I got that restraining order in the first place.
Not that I know of, no.
I need to keep an eye out. Gotta dig this place. Ancestral graveyard, trophy room, and the office safe is hidden behind a portrait, with a secret mechanism for uncovering it. It's got real soul.
First time here?
Yep.
Yeah, it's impressive, all right.
A safe in Madame Carlyle's office. I bet that's where she keeps the file on Arthur Edwards.
It's a hell of a uniform you got there.
Wait!
Peculiar icons above the safe. I wonder if they might be some sort of a code. Maybe have a look around the office, 47. Mission complete. Well done, 47.
Any temps on today?
Not that I'm aware.
Just want to keep Madam Carlisle safe. I'd like to know about these details.
Oh, great uniform.
Mother is dead, Gregory. You need to move that article and help us figure out what the hell is going on.
Didn't you say something about a shake before? Probably. Right.
I
think I...
Right, yeah. Did the portrait photographer check out? You verified his identity?
I vetted him thoroughly. He's good. Hello there, sir.
So I think,
What?
Well, that was a little bit rude.
Looking good, man. Looking good.
I shouldn't gossip, but that Emma woman... Mother is dead.
I'm ready to present my conclusion to Madame Carlyle.
Very well. If you'll follow me, sir.
Looking good, man. Looking good. Hey, how you doing?
This is Madame Carlyle's office. Please step inside.
How are you?
You're not allowed there. I'm getting help. What's going on? Is that the man trespassing? I thought you should know. With your help, we're gonna nail this bastard.
Interesting story.
I should
Put a pin
let
in
you
it.
get back
Yeah.
to it, huh?
Just keep calm.
47. They're everywhere. Go, get out! It's the Constantine. Shit!